Welcome to the Dream Boxing channel. Pretty soon it's gonna have a new name. Thank you for all the love and the followers, the likes. We have really good fights, but here on the other side, we got my boy Anthony. I'm really happy to be here and talking about these coming fights. We got Thurman with Zoo and Rolly versus Pitbull, March 30th. So tune in to support them. And Anthony, kick us
That's
off.
right. Yeah, that's right. March 30th. Buy it, stream it, watch it, whatever you want to do, but it should be worth watching. Um, yeah, this is a pay-per-view card. I'm definitely going to watch this one. We get a good fight. It's been a little bit of off right now. Been a little off, sorry, in the boxing world, but we're coming back with this one. This is a good card. It's got two good fights. Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu and Rolly Romero versus Pitbull. So we'll talk about them in that order. Keith Thurman, he's been a little inactive over the last few years. He got beat by Pacquiao. He fought Barrios in a decent fight, I think most recently. So we'll talk about him. Let's talk about that one first. Tim Tszyu, if you guys don't know, is the son of Costa Tszyu. I like Tim Tszyu a lot. I've been watching him the last couple of years, and the dude can fight. Costa Tszyu, he has two sons that box. The younger one is Nikita. But if you guys don't remember Costa Tszyu, he was a fighter back in the, I think, 90s and early 2000s, most famous for the Zab Judah fight. He put it on Zab real quick when Zab was kind of feeling himself during that little stretch. Knocked him silly, had him doing the chicken dance, had him arguing with the ref. It was hilarious. So look that up if you guys have never seen that. Costa Tszyu versus Zab Judah. But anyway, his son Tim Tszyu can fight, and this dude comes forward. He's getting a lot of love from the Mexican crowd. I think he even went down there and visited because they love his style. He's like comes forward. He's Australian, but he's just got that fighter instinct, man, that killer instinct. I love watching him. He hurt Tony Harrison. I think he was should have been mandatory for Charlo. Charlo don't want any smoke, at all with this dude. They were
Yeah.
playing that game like they did Benavidez. Said he was too young, said he needed a COVID shot. I think they was, acting like they didn't know who he was or whatever. This dude's knocking on everybody's door. So, against Thurman, like how the fight is going to play out. I'll get your thoughts in a second. Actually, let me hear what you think about. Have you looked into this one yet, Alan?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. I think Thurman still has a lot on his tank, uh,
Yeah,
personally. So I think he's this is gonna be a good fight. I don't think Thurman is done, and don't really like Thurman's style. I think he swings a lot. But Zoo, I think he's good. I want to see him against Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz called him out. I thought that was going to be next, and I thought Vergil was going to have
Ooh.
his chance for a title fight. And I'm happy for Thurman. He's going for the title fight because he wants those big fights. Uh,
yeah.
but who you got for the win on this one?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I agree. I like Thurman too. We met him. I met him before you came up to the MGM Grand there that one day. I talked to him for a second, man, and yeah, he's a good guy. But as far as the fight goes, I think that if he fights the way that he did against Barrios, that because a lot of people are saying are thinking one way or the other, but I think he can make it interesting. I think it could go further than people are expecting if he fights that way, because I know that Zoo's going to come forward. He doesn't hardly use a jab at all. I mean, this dude comes like hard with right hands, leading with right hands, following up with hooks and body shots. So Thurman's been around. He's smarter than that. So I think it'll go late, but I'm just gonna have to go with my gut on this one and say that Zoo, he's just kind of in his prime and he's killing people right now. He's young, he's ferocious, he's hungry. So I think eventually he catches up with him. I think Zoo by stoppage on this one. That's what I'm saying on that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be entertaining because he's a warrior, Thurman, but I think he's on his way out. You know, um,
Yeah,
yeah. After like what his last fights, he hasn't been Thurman in
yeah.
what we know him.
All right, Rolly versus Pitbull, man. What do you think
Let's
about
go
this?
with Rolly versus Pitbull. So this is going to be a really interesting fight because um, I'm pretty sure um, Pitbull is actually coming from 135, right? He's not really 140. He's little, and Rolly is actually a more natural 140, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a natural 147. So
Yeah,
this is going to be an interesting fight. Um,
that's a
people
great point.
people has a lot of power, head movement, hip. He can move, but his distance is really, really little. So does Rolly has the skills to keep him away?
Yeah,
I don't think he does. I don't think
yeah,
he has the skills, to jab him
yeah.
out, keep him away. What do you think? Does Rolly can he stay outside for all 12 rounds?
That's hilarious, man. We didn't even talk about this before, and that's like my exact thoughts. That's what I was gonna say. You said it exactly how I was gonna say it. So, yeah, we think alike a lot on that. So that's cool, man. I think the same way. Like, it's a size difference. You know, Rolly's a big dude, just like you said. It's a matter of can Pitbull get to the inside. Okay. One thing that I'll throw in there is they have a common opponent, Tank Davis. And look what Pitbull did with Tank Davis. I thought he won the fight. I thought he edged him. And Rolly, he got knocked out, fairly early, but he was doing, decent before that. So if you go on that, you would have to go. I think that's what most people in the boxing community are thinking. They're like, okay, this happened versus him, this happened versus him, so we got to choose Pitbull. I think that logic makes sense, actually. It comes down to Rolly, you know what I mean? Because Pitbull's a little dude. He's real little, you know what I mean? He's got no reach at all. He's dangerous when he gets on the inside. So, like, I know how I would fight Pitbull, but is Rolly Romero going to do that? Nobody freaking knows. So like you said, there's no way. I could actually see Rolly if he fights smart and keeps his distance, just with his strength and his reach. I could see him wobbling Pitbull a couple times. So I'm going to throw that out there. As far as a prediction, I'm going to have to go either Pitbull like a close, decision, kind of like the Tank fight, or he catches him, and eventually catches up with him and makes him make a mistake. That could happen at any point in the fight. So I'll say Pitbull by stoppage on that one.
You bring some really interesting points. Um, yeah, because he's big and he's strong.
Yeah,
You can see him like trying to put his like authority in Pitbull and be like, stay away, boy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
and Rolly, he's like he's not scared. Like when he
Yeah,
came to Tank, he came trying to knock him out. Just Tank, I'll skill him. Tank like was
yeah,
waiting
he's
for
smart.
that to happen and
Yeah,
caught him.
yeah,
But yeah, like, and so I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting fight. I think you bring a good point. I think if Rolly, comes, especially if they don't have a dehydration clause, he's gonna come strong. He might be coming
yeah,
65 or maybe
yeah.
more. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Who you got? Rolly, the bigger guy, maybe not as skill, um, but he has a lot of power. I mean, although Rolly, like he's not like really known. He has a good record. He only lost like one fight, and that was to Tank. So he has a lot of power. But then you also got people who's hungry, who's super hungry, and
Yeah.
this is his chance to get a belt.
That's right. Yep. Comment below what you guys think on that one. Looking forward to hearing what y'all think, and we'll see y'all soon. I think the next one we'll be talking about Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk for undisputed at heavyweight. God bless y'all. Catch you on the next one.
Living in a bubble and my trouble start to double. Feeling like I'm about to crumble, but I'm ready for the rumble. Calling Jesus to the huddle, then I hut. I was just about to fumble, almost lost my sight. Flicker to the Christ, told my troubles bye-bye. So long, sayonara, boy, I love this life. If my life ain't mine, then my troubles ain't either. Flying high through the storm, you could call me eager. Baby boy, I can't beat you with your stressing in your worry. Especially when the Lord say your burdens he carry. Take a load off, unpack, unwind, don't fret, no stress. Relax, recline, this a Holy Spirit thing. Let the Spirit walk you through it. He'll never bring you to it if you won't lead you through it. Can't stand the rain, is the question God asking. No new addition, this is Christ and his passion. Picture this trial like walking through a doorway. Brand new beginning, leave your troubles in the hallway. It's called a breakthrough, and it easy to obtain. When you're trying to press through, it's gonna cause a little pain. Keep your eyes on Christ, baby, that's the main thing. When you truly trust him, he gonna always make a way. Troubles come and go, but the Lord will never leave you. Have faith in him, that's the promise that he made. So trust me when I tell you he'll never waste a hurt. Romans 8:28 tell you all things work. Best believe they do when you seek him first. I'm just speaking from experience, he became my thirst. I still have troubles, still have pains. Even right now, still dealing with some things. But there's one hope I place my all, my Lord, my Christ got a plan for it all. Plan for it all.
Trouble come.